Hello. Welcome, strangers. It's been a while. Again, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're all here. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I'm not sure, is Brian here? I don't know if Brian's here or not. I didn't warn her. I always forget to, you know. Mike's here too, because I can't go live without him because I'm not that smart. Welcome. I'm glad you're all here. Yeah, it's been a bit. I had too much travel this summer, and I was home for just a couple days, and then I went to Greece. I went on a cruise through Greece with Christina Werner and Sika and Diane Curtis and Leanne Kelly and my mom and Lila, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And we got back on Sunday, and we leave tomorrow. My family leaves tomorrow because our second oldest gets married this weekend in Oregon. Yes, Bend, Oregon. Well, K30 Gentle, that's where I'll be this weekend for a wedding. Audrey is getting married. If you remember me from my scrapbooking days, Audrey is getting married. Welcome, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, the trip was wonderful. We leave Thursday for Oregon, and then I'll be back next week doing some more lives. So all is good. I'm hoping everyone's doing well. Yeah, Vicki, good to see you. Hello, everyone. Goodness, it's good to see. Yeah, Christina and Sika shared a lot over on Instagram in their stories from Greece because they are the two best photographers. So I just kind of stood back and let them take pictures because their pictures were better than mine. And I'll just get them from them and claim them as my own. Yes, it's wonderful. Yeah, welcome. Brianne is here. Brianne is my link ninja. She helps everybody find things here. She's my better half. What can I say? Leanne is here, and Diana, who I went on the cruise with. Welcome. Glad you're here. Miss you. Okay. So today, let's see. I have a plan-ish. I have ideas and some a little bit prepped, but I also want you to help me choose some of the things that I will be using or doing. So it's a little bit of both. I have a couple ideas to share. These are cards that give you instant dimension when you get them out of your envelope. So one is a shadow box card and one is a bridge card. Get a lot of questions about the difference between those. So I thought I would demonstrate both, okay? One of the cards, I'm not doing any florals today. One of the cards is a lighthouse theme, and then the other one will be a holiday theme. Well, it's holiday florals, but it's a holiday card. Yes, thank you. So you'll help me make some decisions along the way. I'm hoping to get to that second card. We'll see. I do also have plans to show you some tips for sentiments, for doing a bunch of sentiments, and there you go. Yeah, I had planned on going live. I had mentioned last week that I was going to go live yesterday, but I wasn't feeling great. I think it was allergies and jet lag and all the things. So I'm feeling a little bit better today, and here we are. I didn't schedule this till this morning because I wanted to make sure I felt good enough. So I am here today. I wasn't sure what I was going to use. I was toying with a few different ideas to jump back here. And after looking at my stash, I decided I wanted to use some things from Waffle Flower. So I texted Nina from Waffle Flower. I think she's here in the comments. And so Nina, if you have questions for Waffle Flower, Nina is there. I don't know if she can be here the whole time. But I wanted to let you know about 3 ways to save over at Waffle Flower. One is exclusive to me, and then there are 2 free gift options. Now, I've put this all at the top of my YouTube description, so it's right there with all the details and all the links right at the top of the YouTube description, close to the top, right above the supply list. But what I recommend doing is clicking the link that has the word live in it. It's right at the top of the YouTube description. I'll go ahead and put it in the chat. If you click that link, it's really helpful because when you open that page, at the top will be the 3 different offers from Waffle Flower, and then below that will be thumbnails of all the different things I'm using, which makes it easier to find. The supply list in the YouTube description is kind of tricky to follow because of the limited space. So I recommend going to that live link. I just think it's a lot more helpful. So let me show you the 3 different offers. And I do want to say that you can stack these. So say you want to use all 3 offers, they each require a code, and you can use all 3 codes at checkout, okay? So yeah, Waffle Flower, Nina's here. So let me go through them. Mike, can you put up the exclusive one first? There we go. Okay, so Nina, when I told her I was going live, she knows that I love her piercing dies, including some sentiments I'm about to show you, which I think are great, and I'll use them today. And she said, what if we did 10% off all piercing dies and combos? And so I'm going to show you some of them, but there is a category below where I put a link to all of the piercing dies that would be 10% off. You just need to click that link and use the code JMINC. So this includes any piercing background dies. Here, if you come back, Mike, let me show this. So this includes any piercing background dies. Like here are 2. This one is the clamshell texture. So you can see it just does tiny little pierced dots in the pattern. And I like that there's no outside edge cut. So you can just do this right directly on the front of your note card. And here's another one, the crosshatch texture. So they have a few different piercing background dies. Those are 10% off. The other thing that is 10% off are any of the stacking dies that have the piercing. So like this is a new circle die set. And if you look closely, the inside edge, can you see? The inside edge has piercing detail. Now I've used the rectangle versions of these many times in videos. I've talked about these quite often. In fact, I have them stuck into magnets on my cabinet door because I use them so often. So this includes the rectangle dies with the faux piercing or with the piercing detail on the inside edge. Come on. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There you go. You can see the piercing details. So these rectangles are available in stacking sets of A2, A6, and A7, depending on what you like to make. There are also additional stacking sets which allow you to get lots of rectangles close in size. So personally, I would recommend getting the A2 stacking dies and then the A2 additional stacking dies, and you get lots of layers with that detail piercing. Okay, so those are 10% off. Then the new thing that Nina's just started doing, this is something that I begged her for, is there are a bunch of sentiments now. I think there are 4 maybe different sentiment stamp sets. And the coordinating dies, you'll see these in action later. The coordinating dies have the piercing on it. See that piercing? So this cuts out the here for you. So it would cut that out with that piercing detail around the sentiment. All right, so you can see that there. Now they have a few of these. I'll show you some of them later. Actually, I can show you some of them now. I'll just show you. Like there is a birthday one, and that has the piercing coordinating dies. There is the coastal greetings, which goes with like the Lighthouse theme stuff that I'll use today. And then a new holiday one called Warm Wishes, and this has the piercing detail. Another thing I wanted to show you, so these are all 10% off, but another thing I really wanted to show you today is this is something that Waffle Flower does that I think is brilliant. Notice on the stamp packaging, it has a number next to each sentiment. The cool thing is the back of the die has a number etched on it. So this number, it has 5 etched on there. It's hard to see in the video, but I can see it here. There's a 5 etched on it. That means it matches up with sentiment number 5. So no more guessing which sentiment die goes with which sentiment. There's a 5 on the back of the die and a 5 next to the sentiment. So I know those go together. So you'll see that in action later. All right, I think that's brilliant that Waffle Flower is doing that. So 10% off that whole category, exclusive to my friends. She has lots of these in stock, so I don't feel like you have to rush to get them. I'm going to demonstrate them later is my point. So you can see if it's something that you would be interested in. All right. Now, there is also another offer. There's a free gift offer. Either of them you can put up, Mike. This one is a free Lighthouse die set. And I'm actually using that Lighthouse die set on my first card. You can buy the set at regular price, or if you buy $75 or more from the June release, and there's a link below, it's all this kind of coastal theme, ocean theme. If you buy 75% or more from the June release, you get this free using the code that's below, okay? All that again is in the YouTube description. You could click my link to go right to the June release, and if you buy $75 or more from that category and use that code that you see there, you get the Lighthouse die for free. And it's a pretty big die set. All right, now there's one more. I know there's so many things here, but again, it's all in that description below. If the other release that I'm using is her July release. And if you spend $75 or more from the July release, you get a set of masking corner stencils, which are really helpful, and I'm going to show them to you here in a moment. Her July release is like holiday themed stuff and some others, a lot of creative holiday stuff, and I will be using that on the second card. So $75 or more from that, or no, sorry, $60 or more from the July release, you get the stencils for free. And it tells you below all that you need to do to get the free gifts or to get the 10% off. All right, Mike, can you come back here? So here is the Lighthouse die set. So you can see it's a pretty hefty set that you get for free with the first offer. And then the second one is the masking corner stencils, which are great for masking off different parts of stencils, which I can demonstrate later. And this is free for $60. Sorry, it should be $60. I need to fix that. Hang on. Mike, can you fix that for the July release at $60 on the YouTube page, or on my blog page? Yep. Sorry, meant to fix it. Does holiday mean Christmas? Winter, Christmas, different holidays. Yes, you can use more than one code on this. She's very generous that way. And I think Vicky is here. And Vicky, I think it's your birthday. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday, Vicky. One of my favorite people, one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. And I think she comments more than anybody else in my lives. So yeah, happy birthday, Vicky. I have one of your cards up here on display, right there. And then I have the orchids. Look at this. I gotta brag on Vicky. So Vicky made this. I haven't put the rocks in it, but she knew my dad's favorite flowers, orchids. She made these from paper. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I gotta still put the rocks in there, but isn't that gorgeous? Amazing, amazing. So it's always gonna be up here. Oh, and look there's some confetti from my birthday, Mike, when you shot confetti at me. Okay, so what I plan to do is show you first some shadow box cards, which sounds complicated, but really they're not that complicated. I can show you both vertical and landscape, or portrait and landscape versions. And with the basic base, you can do a lot of different things with them. Now, I have done many shadow box videos in the past. If you want like a basic shadow box video that's focused on different examples of shadow box and different card sizes and so on, if you look at my supply list, right at the end of the supply list, it says video shadow box cards. You can check out that video. Then after that, I'm going to show you bridge cards, which don't have as much bulk, but still give you dimension. I just think it's important to show both so you can decide what works for you, or maybe try them both. And if you want to see more on bridge cards, I have a video all about bridge cards linked below at the end of my supply list. So it should be easy for you to find. It's all there. If you have any questions, you can tag Brianne Loveland. She will find things faster than you can think that you need them found. All right. Yay. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, Vicky. Man, I hope you're having a cocktail here at 5 o'clock. All right, let's get started. Okay, the first one that I wanted to do Let's start out with creating the lighthouse first, and then we'll get into adding it to a shadow box. I did a little bit of prep to get started. Let's see here. A little prep to get started. This is the Lighthouse die set right here. And we're going to start by creating the lighthouse itself. I did some die cutting, but I want to do some inking on it too. Now, let's see. I don't think I'm going to use, yeah, I'll use the grip mats. So another thing I wanted to try today, I have not tried these yet, okay? Waffle Flower has great grip mats. If you've watched my videos, you know that I keep a grip mat inside of my Misty. They have one that's sized, sorry, my stamps are on here. They have one that is sized for fitting in the Misty. So it's stuck in here in place, and use that instead of the pad. And they've had a couple versions come out. And now this is the newest version here that I'm going to use to try out today. There is a smaller one that fits in the mini Misty. There's this one that fits in the regular Misty. And then this one that's just bigger, so you can use it on its own. And I'm gonna try using this today. Now these are, I think they call them it's the newest version of the grip mat, but it comes with this black print. And I think that is nice because on the other side, you're gonna see this in a moment. Hold on, I gotta get this off. When I do any kind of stenciling on this, you'll be able to see better with the black showing through. So the grip mat itself is clear, okay? The grip mat itself is clear. I wanna make sure that that is clear, that it's clear. See, the grip mat is clear. The back clear acetate is printed with black on it. All right, so if you want just a clear mat, just remove this, right? But another thing that's new about this is that this is made a little bit different, photopolymer, that has a little more stick to it than the others. And I'm already feeling, see, look at me stick my hand on it. I can pick it up with my hands. So I'm already noticing more stick. I didn't know how much more it would be, but it's pretty noticeable. So I'm going to use this today so you can get an idea. So I can get an idea and let you know if it feels like a lot more stick than the other versions. Janet, yes, you can use dye ink blending brushes with your positively saturated inks. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this. So if you want to, you can remove this black printed piece. And I'm going to keep mine on there so I can kind of move this around. If you want it to stick to your work surface, what I would do, and I might end up doing this later, I'm just not sure yet, is cut a little corner off on all four corners, cut a corner off the acetate with the black. That way a little bit of your grip mat will be exposed so it can stick to your work surface. Okay, but I'm going to leave it so that I can move it around for now. Okay. So if you have a Waffle Flower clear mat, and it works great for you, it's all good. The new one is a little bit stickier, and it comes with the black acetate. But if you have one, you're good with it, right? You're good with it. But if you are looking for something that has a little more stick to it, I'm going to see how this goes. Okay. Yeah, Tammy, I'm not talking about cutting the mat itself. I'm just talking about the clear piece. All right. Not that you don't want to cut the mat. Yeah, the Waffle Flower, if you go to the page, these are linked below. If you go to the page about this, there's a video showing different ways you can cut the acetate only so that this will still stick, but not the whole back would stick. Yeah, do not cut the mat. We're not cutting the mat, and the mat is not black. But you'll be able to see having the black behind it is handy when we do some stenciling. Okay, it is I'm noticing so far it's a bit stickier, but I'm going to use it and I'll let you know. Okay, and I believe these were part of the, which release was it, Mike?
I think they were earlier because they were not in the bag that I'm surprised that you just got
Okay, these grip mats are from the June release. So it can build up towards that $75 to get the free Lighthouse die set. So just letting you know about that. Yeah, yeah, because here's the thing, if you peel this whole thing off and you just have the clear grip mat and you stick it down, it's gonna really stick to your desk and you're gonna have to pull that off every time. But if you have a bit of that black acetate behind it, then you won't have the whole thing stuck, just parts that are exposed. So this is what I call the black grip mat, but the grip mat itself is not black. It's from the June release, okay? I will be using this, maybe I'll do some inking on it. Yeah, I'm gonna do some inking on it right now. Okay, so I have the Lighthouse here and I have inked up my pieces to go on it. So I'm trying to think, whoop, I gotta figure out where these go. So that one goes there, this one goes on the bottom. And I just used the dies from the Lighthouse set, which you can either buy or get for free with the info below. But I just cut it from red cardstock. This is like a light red. I got it from my scraps. I cut the Lighthouse twice from white. Then I cut the details. Let's see, these go in between. Then I cut the details from black glossy. So I'm going to do a little bit of inking on this. Now, all of these pieces will get glued onto the white die cut, so you won't really see it. So there's no need to ink this, actually. I just wanted to have it laying there. Okay, so now let's do some inking on these. I don't usually ink my die cuts when I do layering like this because I'm lazy. But somebody asked me why I didn't, and so I thought I should show it. All right. I'm going to use Altenew. I probably use different colors. I'm just reaching for colors. Any inks would be fine here. This is the Ruby Red Altenew. And I'm going to do a little bit of shading on one side of these. I don't think much when I do like where the shading should come in. I just do it. I don't know. Some people are really good at figuring that out, and I'm not. I am using the Waffle Flower brushes that are double-ended, which are nice because they come in rainbows, so there's different colors of them. But the nice thing about having the two ends is like one end could be pink and one end could be red. So it saves space, and honestly, it makes it more affordable because you have 2-in-1 brushes. But you could use any ink here you want. I'm just putting a little bit of that darker red on the right side of these die cuts. Probably should do a little bit darker. Oh, you collect Lighthouse. I love Lighthouses. I used to have an obsession with them too. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to an even darker red. Even darker red is Cranberry from Hero Arts. See, I'm starting to overthink. But I really like the idea of lighthouses on cards because there's a lot, it works well with like thinking of you. I think you could do sympathy. I probably use a sentiment that says here for you. I just think those work really well with it. All right, next up. Let me put this away. Let's do some granite. This is Hero Arts granite. I just want a little bit of light gray against that white. I probably should have gone lighter, but we'll go with it. Are there questions? Oh, cool. That's neat. Does Lego come in a lighthouse? If it does, I need to get it. Does it? It's probably ridiculously expensive.
A long time ago. I don't know if it's still. I couldn't find it here. It had a light in the top.
Then it's really expensive. It had a light spin, but okay. So I just did a little quick inking. You know, if you're more careful or maybe use multiple colors, you could get even better results, but I'm not looking to be careful today. Oh, you want to know what those marks are at the end of the mat? These are little Waffle Flower logos, which help you to line it up. So It's on the grip mat, on the back side of the grip mat. I think I'm actually working on the back side of the grip mat, but that doesn't matter. They're both the same. And then it's on the printed acetate. All right, so now, let's see. I want a little yellow showing through the windows. So I'm just gonna color the etched windows. I'm using a Y23 marker. So there are little cut lines for the windows. I'm going to be gluing on top of it. So I just scribbled on the white with the yellow. Hi, Shari. Shari would know if there was a Lego set. I'm sure Christina has it too. She's Lego crazy. Oh, that one's not the one that goes there. This one does. Oh, yeah, it's $299. We should buy 4 of them. Okay, just kidding. That's what I say when something's expensive. So I'm just building these up.
That one's motorized too.
It's motorized.
They have some other ones.
Maybe I should ask for that for Christmas or something. Okay, so I'm just gluing these pieces on. All of this is in the die set. One of the things that I really like that Waffle Flower does, and if you haven't looked, this is something that is good to know. They do videos for all the products that they come out with. Okay, so it's a how-to video and then it shows ideas. All you have to do is go to the product page. Let's see, where does that go? You go to the product page on their website and you'll find the video. It's underneath. In fact, if you go to a product page over on Waffle Flower, there are tons of examples and a video showing it. Oh, that's cute. I love this because the base of the lighthouse has the etching, so I'm just lining it up. Yeah, I want to get the orchid Lego too. Yeah, my kids were obsessed with Lego. Obsessed. All of them went through the phases, and I was obsessed with puzzles for like the last year or so, but I think I could move on to Lego, inspired by Christina, but man, it ain't cheap. Yeah, ooh, the Cinderella Castle. Yeah, that's not cheap either. I lost the top of my lighthouse. I'll probably use a gem on that, or like a black pearl on that instead. Then this goes here. Sorry, this is boring to watch. Usually I do this stuff ahead of time. Well, then I'll have to try that Lego. Maybe I'll get it. Okay, so this black I cut from black glossy cardstock. One of the things I like about what these dies have, again, this is the die set that you can get for free or you can buy it, is all the pieces that need to be cut in like the black or whatever color you want are in the same die. So you don't have a bunch of little ones. Yeah, I think Legos are puzzles. They are. I was when I was in Athens, we were at the Acropolis, and if you look at the top, the old pieces look like Legos. They have the little circles on them. It's pretty cool. What was the update? Christina said I was torn. Somebody tell me what that is. I don't know what this. Oh, Costco has Lego? That's crazy. I didn't know that. Okay. By the way, granite is a great gray color. I probably went a little too dark with it. Should have gone lighter. Just looks like a dirty lighthouse, but that's okay. Next, the light coming out of it. You know what? I'm going to take this one off and you'll see why in a moment. So I have some light yellow cardstock here. I think this is Altenew cream, vanilla cream. Yeah, Altenew vanilla cream. It is a great light yellow. I love it. Off screen, so it would be dry, I sprayed part of it, the scrap, with gold glitter dust, which is hard to see in videos, but in real life it is really nice. It's sparkly, it's like a dust. It doesn't it's not chunks of glitter, so it doesn't change the color of your cardstock, but I'm hoping you can see, I put a lot on it. I sprayed it pretty generously, and you can see that sparkle that it adds to it. You can go much lighter if you want to. But I am using the little window and this light piece, okay, to cut from that shimmery gold glitter dusty piece of yellow cardstock. Okay, so I probably will need to do a little bit of shading on this, but we'll see. Let me cut this one. The glitter, by the way, the glitter dust comes in silver, iridescent, which has like a bit of color sparkle to it. Not color sparkle, but iridescence, and then gold. And I've used them for years. I just had to get new bottles because I was using them, so yeah, I was running low. But they last quite a while. They're from Thermoweb, which is a really nice company. Okay, so there's my light. I still have to put something at the top. I can't find the little circle flew away. And then I have the light that can come out. But I might make this longer depending on my card. But so far, we have our lighthouse-ish. A few little things that we have to do still, but that's okay. So again, that lighthouse you can buy, or actually I'm not gonna do that yet. Or it's free if you spend $75 or more from from the June release, and that's all linked below. All right. Please answer it. Sorry. Okay, now I want to clean this mat. I am using water. Never use rubbing alcohol on your mat. You never want to clean your stamps or your mats with rubbing alcohol. I usually keep like a wet cloth, like a wet chamois with water, or baby wipe to clean it off. All right? Okay, now, next, let me get the next thing here. So far I'm liking the stick of this, and you're gonna see more of it here in a moment. All right, next I have the Coastline dies. This creates like a wave and a rock. Do they rub off? Does what rub off? The glitter? No, the glitter doesn't rub off. Here, I'll rub my finger against it, and there's no glitter on my finger. There's no dust on my finger. So no, it doesn't rub off. It just dries. It's so fine. It's not, I mean, it's super fine. So this also has like a shoreline you can put in details of waves. Then there is a stencil, which you don't have to get. You can just use it as is. But the stencil lines up and gives you the details to it. So I'm going to add some. I cut this from Spellbinders Breeze cardstock, just a light blue. And I also cut it from gray so that I can cut the rock part off and glue it on top. So you could start with all white cardstock for everything I've done and add all the color with ink, but I like to start with a color base sometimes. Anyway, now the cool thing about this, I'm gonna hold it up to this so you can see, is one of the other things, you know how I showed you that Nina from Waffle Flower puts a number on the back of this dies so you know what stamp it lines up with, which I'll show you more of later. The other thing she does that I like is she puts, like this says wave light. So I know over this, I do a light color of ink, a lighter color. This says wave medium. And so I do a medium color over here, and this says rock. So this lines up with the rock portion. Also, she has the etched lines that help you to line it up, okay? All right. Oh, oh, Christina was going live today? Christina, I didn't know. Oh, crud. I'm sorry, does she normally go live on Wednesdays? You know how hard it is to not overlap somebody. It's so hard. I'm sorry, Christina. Oh, she's here. Oh, I'm sorry, Christina. Dang. Christina, I didn't know. My bad. Okay, sorry. So is she changing it? I feel bad.
I don't know. I gotta update the live page, the reoccurring one, make sure it's...
I didn't know. Does she normally go live on Wednesdays? I didn't go live yesterday because I thought Gina would go live tomorrow night, or last night, but she didn't because she's going out of town. I tried. And I went late enough today that I didn't overlap with Kathy. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Christina. I love you. I'll buy you a lava drink. Okay, so you can see that the edge lines line up with the die cut. And it says here, go light ink for the wave. Notice, this is one of the things I like about, this is what I was excited about having the black back here, is look at how you can tell this stencil is sealed down. There's that contrast there. Oh man. All right, Christina, text me. Do you normally go live at this time? Because I need to block that out of my my mind if you do. I need to make sure to never go. I thought you go live on Monday nights. I'm a mess. What can I say? Let's see. What color do I want to do? I think I'm going to go with like a kind of tealish color. This is Waterfall from Pink Fresh. Oh. Wait, Christina was live last night? On Tuesday night? Oh, y'all, I'm so confused. Okay, Christina, text me. All right, so I am applying waterfall ink over the first one. So this is the lighter one. I could try to do some shading here. I don't think I'm that clever right now. Maybe no, I don't think I've got it in me to do much shading. I'll just do a little bit. 3 lives in one day. Yeah, Nina, you're right. What a treat. Goodness. I had no idea. What a bad friend I am. Okay, so that is the first stencil. So we'll pull that off. Yeah, there's definitely more stick to this mat. Pretty impressive. Oh, is it once a month she does it? She hasn't texted me yet, so she might have ditched already. Okay, so this is the medium wave, so this should be a darker color. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next darkest color in that family over at Pink Fresh, and this is turquoise. And then we'll go put that over here. And I'm putting pretty heavy. I want this to be kind of bold colors on this card. So I put that down first. Yeah, it's really hard because there are so many people that do lives, which is fantastic. But I always want to make sure I don't overlap with someone. Okay, she just texted me. Let me see what she said.
I'll have to update the
Inching. Oh, wrong. No, not normally. Scheduled mail call for today and told people on Monday. But I'll just push my back an hour. Okay, I didn't see. Okay. Sorry, Christina. And I wasn't in your live Monday because I was sleeping. Because we stay up too late. Okay. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. Dang, that's awesome. Okay, and then finally down here we have the rock. And again, there's those etched lines that make it really easy to do. Oh, well, I'm not going to do blue, the rock on blue. I love you, Christina. Okay, I'm going to do it on the gray cardstock, and then we'll piece it together because I want to make things more complicated. Does anyone have a live schedule for all the creators? Funny you ask. Mike has been working on one. We haven't updated lately, but it's a work in progress. And if it's something that you think would be helpful to all of you, we can definitely get it going more. If you go to my website, where is it, Mike?
I will send a link to it. But it needs to be updated, and I will contact everybody on there to get the update. It hadn't been updated in a little while, so it may be wrong. It probably is wrong.
So the link, Mike's going to put it in the chat. Can you put a link? But it's a page that we've started on our website where I was trying to add when some of my favorite crafters that go live, when they go live, so you can see them all in one spot. Mike just put it in there. It's a live events calendar. Now, it's not up to date. Well, if you think that's useful, I will definitely, we'll definitely do it. Let us know. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it.
We can do that. It's hard because, and people also change when they go live, so that can be kind of hard too. But I'm hoping that it works. Okay, so now I have the rock, which I'm going to cut off from the wave. I could have, again, I could have just started with all white cardstock here, and that would have worked. And then, but it's easy to just cut this and layer it. Okay, so there, look at that. But there's more, and there's more. First, let me clean my stencil. Now, when I clean my stencils, I use rubbing alcohol. Yeah, so that, you know, that would be helpful. Yeah, so, okay, yes, we'll work on that, okay? So, but you can see it started. You can check it out right now. But, you know, like, things like Gina's lives, like what, so live events page would be good for the regular times. Like those who have a schedule, I don't, but people like Christina and Kathy and Gina who do have a schedule, it would be on there. I don't have a schedule because I am at the mercy of my family. That's just how it works. So, yeah. Bring in the white one in Jennifer's hand. Oh, this is this brush here is the Pink Fresh 1-inch blending brush. I call them the magic brushes because they work so well. It's just a great brush for like larger areas. Okay, there is another die in here that cuts the wave tips. I'm going to glue them down. You could just do white cardstock here. I might change this. Oh, but it's pretty. I'm doing white glitter paper because why not? I want this to be bold. Yeah, the hard part is like if somebody has like say Christina does a random live on a Wednesday, she would have to let us know to put it on there. Otherwise, we can't keep up with it all. We're just not, we're not with it enough. There are so many features over on my blog that I never talk about, like that's there. Another thing over on my blog is every card, if there's a card gallery on my website, and you can search by theme, by technique, and by company, and you can see all of my cards that I've done ever, and a link to the video. And then there's a video gallery. There's just lots of different options over on my site, and I should do a video highlighting it. Okay, so the waves I did, hi Simon, the waves I did with Moonstone glitter cardstock, which
another person that should be added to that live schedule.
Yes, Simon, Simon, text me your current live schedule because I need to add that too.
I think I got it.
I have a video that's coming soon, and in it I show some of the new Altenew glitter cardstocks. I've always used their diamond, I think it's Dazzling Diamond glitter cardstock. Let me get a piece of it so you can see. Oh, I don't have any out. Darn. But what I'm using today, I don't have any out, is their new Moonstone. This was in a pack with silver and black glitter cardstocks, and I asked Altenew if they'd come out with a pack of 8.5 by 11 sheets of just this, and they did. It is a true white, well, I mean, it's as white as you can be. Here's white cardstock, and the glitter is white. It's not iridescent. So if you've ever used a white glitter cardstock and you see some pink and blue or purple in it, that's because it's iridescent. This is just sparkly white, and it is beautiful. I'm quite obsessed, and I've already bought a couple packs of it. And that is what I used for my wave toppers, my little wave pieces. But one of the things you can do with this is you can ink it too. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit of blue to it so it doesn't look as harsh white. So this is just the leftover turquoise ink on my brush. You'll want to heat set this or give it a lot of time to dry. You can also use alcohol inks to color it, or you can use Copic markers, alcohol markers. But see how I added just a little touch of blue to it. Isn't that gorgeous? There are some other new colors from of the glitter cardstock from Altenew, which I'll show you later. Okay, but that's the Moonstone, which I love so much. Now, where did my rock go? Oh, here's my rock. So I've got my pieces starting here. Now, I'm gonna have you guys vote. We're gonna do a shadow box card. And I'm gonna cut an oval from the center. And then so like it'll be a window that kind of pops up. If that doesn't make sense, just give me a minute and I'll explain it all. But, hang on. Let me just give you a vision here. I'm going to have an oval window, and it'll be a shadow box. The bottom of my card will be the water. I could put some sand or more ocean, but I'm just going to do it right along the edge here. Then I would have my lighthouse on the rock. Or behind. We're going to do a pole. Okay. Hang on. And then the light would come out. The light would come out. I might make it longer. And a sentiment right here. So should I make it portrait, vertical card like this? Or, so this is option 1, vertical card like this. You're going to help me vote here in a minute. We're going to have a poll. Vertical card. Or should I make it a landscape card? Oh, you know what? I'd have to do my ocean inside the window. No, we're going to do it. Never mind. We're not doing a poll. I'll have you vote on other things. But I think this is the best. I would have to extend my ocean, which you could do, but welcome. Yeah, I'm going to stick with this. But I'm going to show you how to make a shadow box vertical like this, portrait. I will also show you right afterwards just a quick landscape version. Now, going this way, I feel like I need more ocean down here. I want more ocean. Or I could do like sand, like a beach or land. I think I'm going to... Hang on. Jennifer has to overthink for a minute. Hang on. Where's some blue cardstock? I thought I had more. Oh, there we go. Get a piece off of here. Okay. I think I'm going to do some more on the bottom. I can just glue it on there. Yeah, okay. So let me ink up the edge of this. I'm going to cut it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Now, I could use this die, sorry. This die here, which will cut a piece that fits up against it, but I'm just going to tuck it behind. You'll see in a moment. I'm going to cut this to be 4 1/4 inches wide. It doesn't need to be this tall. Do it like this. And let me get some of that color back here. Mike, are there some, I think I saw a super chat. Was there a super chat? I need my ink stand. Ink stands are now available in black, which is the greatest thing. Thank you.
Thank you,
Brian.
Debbie.
Oh, Debbie said for the 6-pack, Mike is going to need to try to make all the creators and viewers happy, though he has no control over any of them. Godspeed. Debbie, that's awesome. You're right. You're right. Because there are people like, why didn't you include them? Here's the thing. I don't watch many people's lives because I just don't have the time, and I also like to kind of try to stay focused on what I do. But there are a few people whose lives I like to catch sometimes, like Kathy's. I was in hers earlier today, or Christina, and I just know they'll always do quality work. Okay. Yes, the black ink stand is awesome. Thank you, Brianne. Okay, so this will just go right there. I think that's good. So it just makes it longer. I'm just going to cut a little bit of that. This is going to make it a little bit taller. I didn't have to do this, or I could have done land, but I wanted more ocean. Yeah, let's do it like that. Yeah. Maybe more dark. See, this is where Jennifer overthinks. I need an inkstand ASAP. Brianne, can you get the inkstands? Where did my inkstand go now? I just used it. Oh, I put it here. Can you get the black inkstands at Simon Says Stamp now? I know they were getting them. I don't know if they have them yet, because you can order them there and they ship everywhere. I'm just making this darker because I'm obsessed. So I did Paradise first. I think I would stick with Paradise. And maybe just do a little bit darker.
Looks like they do.
What? They do have it? Okay, so Simon Says Stamp also has them. Brand, do you...
I will add a link.
Oh, they do ship international. There were other super chats. I want to make sure I don't miss those.
There's Erica Hayes.
Erica.
Ann.
And who? Brianne.
Yeah.
Brianne, stop doing that. She keeps doing super chats in my videos. Bless your heart. And Erica, thank you. Erica, I know you're moving. How's that going? Okay. Now I'll be happy. There we go. So I like that. I think this way. Yeah. Oh, come on. There. It's just some more blue down there. Isn't that pretty? Or I could make that like a land, but I'm not going to. What inks am I using? I'm using a variety. That one I just used was, these are Pink Fresh. Any inks would work for this. I'm just going with the color I was looking for. When I travel, do I ever go to local stamp stores? No, I don't. Isn't that sad? I don't. I think because this is my job. So, I don't know. When I travel, I don't know. But I would. I used to. There's not many left. Okay, so let me show you this background. This is, I think this is, let me cut this and I'll show you. I think this is Breeze from Spellbinders. Yeah, it's Breeze cardstock from Spellbinders, which is a nice light blue with a touch of pool color to it. Okay, and I used the piercing rectangle dies from Waffle Flower, so these are 10% off. This is the biggest from one of the sets that cuts a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece. So this will be the front of my card. Okay, now, so I used one of the rectangle piercing dies. Those have been out for a while. They have a permanent spot there in my cabinet door. But for this card, let's see, I want to have an oval window. So I am using the new oval dies. I'm not sure if this is a June or July release, but you can see there's lots of ovals. There's big ones, so you could make an oval shaped card. I'm going to line this up kind of in as centered as I can on the front of this. So this will be the front of my card. I shouldn't have had that in there. Yeah, I could do sand. You know what's fun for sand on cards is actual sandpaper. You can use die-cut sandpaper and actually use that. Now when I did that, I kind of flattened some of my piercing dies because I have this shim in here. I don't need it. So I'm going to line that back up and put the piercing back in. Hope it works. So with the oval piercing die, you can see here, you see the little piercing details. Cindy, thank you. Cindy, your last name's cooler than mine. Okay, so there's the piercing detail. The rectangle. It's better than just, come on. Hang on. I need something behind it. It's better than just cutting a rectangle, you know? Just adds details. Oh, you can rent a Lego. That's pretty clever. Okay.
That's a neat idea.
That is a neat idea. So there we have our oval. Why do I have a crown with the 2 next to it? Brianne, we don't know. There are these new crowns. I'm assuming it means that you comment a lot. That's what I'm assuming.
It's like basically interacting in the live stream.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if it's just this live stream or more. I think it's just this one.
Gotcha.
Because it was fluctuating a lot. I think Brianne's number 1 now.
You think Brianne's what?
She may be number 1 right now.
She might be number 1. Okay, now we're going to do the shadow box base.
Number 2.
Brianne's number 2.
Yep.
Who's number 1?
Erica.
Erica. Okay, so we're doing a shadow box base. And to do this, if you want to make a vertical or portrait A2 shadow box card, I'll write the measurements down for you. You need to cut cardstock 6 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches tall. Okay? And you need 2 of them. And we're going to score from both ends at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. All right, and we'll do that to both of them. So I have to find my scoreboard. And again, I have a video below that's all about creating shadow box cards, and it shares these measurements too. Okay, so 6 1/4 inches wide, 5 1/2 inches tall. I'm scoring at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Then I'll rotate it 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Okay. Then we're going to accordion fold on both ends and reinforce it, the bone folder. Accordion fold. I'll show you from what it looks like from the side in a moment. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of funny. It looks like a picnic table. You lost your crown. So I'm going to do the same thing on both pieces. So you'll end up with 2 of the exact same. 1/2 inch, 1 inch. Rotate it, 1/2 inch, 1 inch. Okay? There you go. Yeah, the crowns, I think it changes depending on how chatty you are. Maybe it's not on iPhones, I don't know. Okay, so there's 2 of them. And what happens is we'll put them together and that will form our shadow box card. Okay? All right, so you got the 2. Now one of them will be the back of the card, so I'll set that aside. One I need that oval on too. So this piece we just created will get glued onto the front, but I need to cut the oval here also. Now I could use this same one and hope it lines up, but what I'm going to do, see if this works, is I'm going to pick a bigger oval to cut from my white so that I know I'll be able to hide it. So just stick with me here. So I'm taking one size bigger oval and I'll cut from the center front of my card. So I'm kind of centering this up between those middle score lines. Now, the thing here is you can do any shape you want. You could do a circle, you could do a square, you could do like a big bold flower, you could do rectangle, whatever you want. Lila, I like your name, Lila. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So this is the front of the shadow box card. Let me re-accordion fold the sides. So there's a window in this one, and so it'll be like this, and see that window. So you can do any shape you want there. Now this, I'm going to have mine glued right onto the front. Okay, and because I used a bigger oval, I didn't have to try to line up the oval on the blue piece with the oval on the white. All right, so that's going to get glued to the front. Now I've got to decide if I want to do anything else to this. I think I'm just going to leave that front as is, so I'll go ahead and glue it down. Okay. All right. So strong liquid adhesive, any adhesive would work here. Now, notice that this is kind of weak here because I cut such a big window from it. So by adding this piece to the front, it'll make it stronger, okay? Or another thing you could have done is cut a smaller window directly on the front and you don't have to add another layer on top. Totally up to you. So I'm just going to glue this right on the front because the front will be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I'm just going to lay that down. And let's put some heavy things on it. Here's one. Making my noises. And here's another. Okay? So there we have our the front of our shadow box. Now, I don't want white to show through the window. I thought it'd be fun to make it like a bold, dark sky. So I started with, I cut an oval here that will get glued right here so that when I add this, you'll see blue on the inside. All right. So I need to ink this bad boy up. I should have done this before, but I didn't think of it. And I want bold. I want to do like a really great night sky. So I will reach for my nice bold blue that I love so much, and that's Azurite from Altenew. Oh my goodness, it's been an hour and I haven't made anything yet. I might not get to that second card. I might have to do it in another live. Oh, darn. Okay.
What's the name of the card? Blue card stock.
The blue card stock, titled Tide Blue from Altenew. All right, inkstand. Here it is. Okay. Inkstand. Yes, so if you are looking for a grip mat with more grip to it, this version of this new version of the grip mat that I'm using here, that comes with the black backing, and is linked below, this definitely has some more grip to it. It's the grippiest. I think that might be good. I could do some dark purple. Let's do a little dark purple. Because why not? I'm going to use Opulence from Pink Fresh. And just do a little bit of dark purple. Yeah.
So basically, Brienne and Erica are fighting over the number one card right now.
That's funny. You guys.
You don't
Hey.
do anything with that.
Also, you have to leave comments in the chat because Mike will pick from all the comments, pick a winner later. Okay. So, and you get eligible by leaving comments in the chat. Okay. So let me show you what we got going on here. This dark night sky kind of oval that I did here, I'm going to place on the inside. I could have just cut a rectangle of cardstock. I don't know why I didn't. I just did an oval, but it really doesn't matter. And then what will happen is this will go on top and you see that dark sky through it. Isn't that cool? All right. Now we need to add our lighthouse to the front. So I think I'll put this down first, right along the bottom. Oh, we're almost done. We're just piecing everything together. But I do have to do sentiment too, which I was going to show you a little trick. Okay, so that's glued there. Then, let's see, put glue on the bottom and the edges of this. I don't need it in the middle because I don't want to glue my card closed. Generally, that's a bad idea. I wanted that just to be right there. Yeah, like that. That's good. Then we need the rock. Yeah. I think I want to have I think I want it to be like, no, that's too, no, I'll do my rock. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with the chat sometimes. All right, so now my rock on here. There we go. Then this right on there. There we go. Whistling helps. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue up here too. I might regret putting this down without the light, but we'll make it work. Stay still. There we go. Does that work? Look at that. Okay. The light. Now I could make a small shine of light. Another thing would be fun is vellum here. I think I want it to go all the way. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to use this to make it longer. Let's see. Give me a moment. I got to think. There's so many ways to do this. I'm just going to do one way. One way is to draw a pencil line. This is that glitter yellow paper where I sprayed the glitter dust. So let me show you what I did. I did a pencil line there. I'm going to line up my light with that pencil line and then trace on the other side too. So I've got the width right, but then I'll make the line longer with my pencil and ruler. And then I need some big mama scissors. I lost my scissors again. Where do my Spellbinder scissors keep going, Mike? I'll use my trimmer. I just need to cut along these pencil lines, but my Spellbinder scissors keep walking away. Oh, I think I took them into where I cut felt. But I have multiple pairs. I don't know what happened. There we go. Now I have a long, yeah. So I can glue that there. Yeah. Okay. So I just basically made this longer. You could eyeball this. You can do whatever you want, but I wanted this to be longer and go off the edge of the card. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue at the bottom of this, put some glue over here, and I'll tuck. So I'm putting the end behind my lighthouse, and I just have it shining out like that. There we go. Yeah, I like that longer. I should have done some ink blending on that because everything else is ink blended, so I'm going to. See, this is the kind of stuff that I obsess over. It's not something to be proud of. Let me get some darker, go with Amber Blaze here. Oh, thank you, my nails. I had to have some fun. Okay, they're stickers, so it's nothing fancy. Okay, there we go. Now I feel better. I just did a little shading on there. Good enough. I probably should have done shading for the window inside, but I will stop there. All right, put that light back in like that. There we go. I love that. Didn't make much big difference, but there we go. And see the sparkle on this? Can you see that glitter dust up there? And then you've got the glitter on the waves. There we go. Now I need to just cut this off here. Did you find my scissors? Oh, okay. All is right in the world. My favorite scissors are here. There we go. Okay. So there is our lighthouse. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Now, sentiment. Sentiment. Let's do a sentiment and then we'll put it together. But I may not do that. We'll see. Okay, let's do sentiments next. Sentiment. I need to set this up. This is the set I showed you at the beginning. It is called Hello Sunshine. And there are a few different themed ones in this style. And the coordinating dies have that faux piercing. So I'm going to show you that. Now, let me real quick get this reset up to what I had done before this one pulled off. I had done this ahead of time to save some time. I'm glad I did now. Okay, so what I have set up here, I have my older Waffle Flower grip mat in my Misty stamping tool. And I've placed all of the sentiments from this set onto the door of my Misty, okay? And I have here, this is a piece of thin printer paper. Thin, any kind of junk mail would even work for this, but something thin. And I just quickly stamped the sentiments onto it. And this thin piece of printer paper is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Now without moving my stamps, I also stamped the same images onto a piece of white cardstock that is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And I can do that on as many pieces as I want, okay? So basically, all of these sentiments are in the exact same place on all these pieces of paper. And I've done this trick in videos many times. And this is how I mass produce sentiments. So if I want more, I just put in another 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of black cardstock, or of white cardstock. And then you can stamp in whatever colors. You could do gold heat embossing, silver heat embossing. I'm just using black ink. So this will give me a lot of stamped images at once. Okay, I'm just going to do a few here. So I have 3 cardstock pieces where I stamped the sentiments. Then this one that we did on thin paper. Now this is what's helpful. I'm going to take the thin paper version. You can do this, you could do this with vellum, you could do this with acetate, but I think it works really well with just thin paper. Yeah, you could do vellum for your light, for sure. I wanted bold colors, so that's what I went with. I could always change it later. All right, now remember, the back of the die, this says 3 on the back of the die, so it goes with the sentiment number 3 that it says on the packaging. So I know it lines up with Hey You. And I'm going to take some tape here. Yeah, I've done many variations of this little, there are many variations for doing mass producing of sentiments. This is just the one I chose to do today. Next we have All My Love. All My Love, well no, let's just pick a die. This die is number 7, which is All My Love. Oh, there, I picked the right one. And I'm just lining them up. I am not taking a lot of care to make sure it's perfectly lined up because I want to save time. Putting tape all around it though. Next we have number 1, which is Hello Sunshine. So I line it up with the Hello Sunshine sentiment. These numbers on the back, Nina, brilliant. Brilliant. I hope that you keep doing that because it is wonderful. So you want to put a decent amount of tape around this, more than you usually would because we want it to stay put. Number 5 is Here For You. Oh no, I'm out of Easy C tape. Dang. I don't know where I have more. Might have to switch to a different tape. I have more. I'll just use this. I found this. All right. Hang on. I have to switch. Easy C tape, also known as highlighter tape, is great for die cutting. I love it, but you could also use Spellbinders tape for this because you really want this to stick. You could use Scotch tape here even because you really want these dies to stay in the position they are. And again, this stamped piece here is thin printer paper. You could use cardstock, but it just won't work nearly as well. So I'm going to use thin paper here, and you'll see why in a moment. Nina is brilliant. She is a smart cookie. She is a smart cookie. Wise businesswoman. She's been very helpful to me and to other designers. I told you, I've talked in lives before about how there was a big problem in last year, and she was incredibly helpful. She basically saved our jobs. Okay. Because for some of us, this is our job. Okay, so I've taped those in place with a pretty generous amount of tape. Now, I'm gonna run this through my die cut machine. So this is printer paper, thin paper. I stamped a bunch of sentiments and I've lined up the coordinating dies. Yeah, the numbers on the back of the die is a big help. Especially when this is a small set. It's really affordable. For a bigger set where there's lots of sentiments, it'll be really helpful. Okay, so now, I don't need these little guys. These are just that thin paper. I mean, you could use them for something if you want. This is what we want. All the dies are attached to that thin paper. So now, I lay down one of my cardstock stamped ones, and this I just line right up on the edges, all around the edges, and it'll cut out my sentiments perfectly. I'm going to put a piece of tape on here. I don't want it to shift. But I just laid it right on top, run it through. Now I can see I didn't do a good job lining up my sentiments when I did that because I tried to do it fast. But if you line them all up really well on your stamped thin piece of paper, it'll cut them all out great. Christopher is here. Did he say hi, gorgeous? He always says hi. Thank you.
Hello.
Judy, the code, be sure to read all the details in the description below, because to get the different free gifts, you have to buy from certain releases. It's not just any products, and that's all in the description below. So now see that faux piercing, or the piercing detail around the outside edge? I love it. It's just something different, you know? Yes, you could use press and seal for this. You think I would, but I didn't. Isn't that fun? So these sentiments with the coordinating piercing dies are on sale 10% off with my exclusive code below. So now I can take the next one. This is that thin paper. Line it up again with the next sentiments. And then you can go through and do a bunch this way. So if you like to have a bunch of pre-done sentiments, that's a huge help. I love the style of these. This is a nice font. I was really excited when she did this. She had a similar look for Stamptember last year, and I texted her, I'm like, we need more like this. And thankfully she did more. But this is a font that can be used for, you know, any style of card. And for those who really want masculine or feminine cards, which really doesn't matter to me. But if you do, I feel like this would work for anybody also. And the style is just nice and bold. So I think these would look nice in here. You could do thinking of you, or I could do here for you. I like the thinking of you in there. So I think I'll do the thinking of you. But now, in that little bit of time, look at all these sentiments I have ready to go, right? And I could keep going. All right, that's just a little trick for you. I've done that in videos before. There's variations, but I feel like that is the one. If you want to do a bunch of sentiments at once, you can. And don't think that all of the sentiments have to be from the same set. Go and grab different sentiments from different stamp sets, do them all together on one piece of cardstock, and do what I did, and you have lots ready to go. I think I'm going to do thinking of you. So I'm going to take that thinking. I'm not going to make it. Well, I'm just going to use one of these. Okay. Okay. Never mind. All right. So I want thinking of you to be like right there, kind of sticking out right from the center. So I'll take one of these. This one doesn't need to be stamped. It's just what I have. I'm going to place it like right. I'll try to make this straight. Hold on. Hold, please. I'm gluing the end of the G of this to the back of my lighthouse. In fact, I can put a piece of tape there to make sure it doesn't move. Okay? Then I'll glue this one on the front of this. I can just put the glue on the back of this. So what happens is the side of that lighthouse is sandwiched between my two sentiment die cuts. And then I don't have to worry about it falling off. Another thing that you could do is have that sentiment glued on the inside, so it's kind of set back, or even put like a pop-up thing so it pops up from floating from the inside. But I think that looks cool. Isn't that fun? Now, I forgot. I was going to use a piercing die on this. Darn. I was going to use a piercing die. I showed you some piercing background dies at the beginning. I meant to do the scallop one on this, but I already glued it down. So it is what it is. Okay, so now to glue it together, this is really easy. Liquid adhesive along this flap. Liquid adhesive along this. And we're not talking any kind of wimpy liquid adhesive. You want your best friend liquid adhesive that you know and trust. And that for me is Gina K. And I'm going to put the flaps together. So watch, flaps go together. Then I kind of line up the side. Using liquid adhesive gives me a moment to wiggle it into place. Press those flaps together, and then we'll go do the same thing on the other side. Get those flaps glued together. There we go. Make sure it's all glued nicely, and then I flatten it like that. So it flattens to go into an envelope. Okay, let me just press it down, hang on. So see how it flattens and pops up. Flattens and pops up. Isn't that fun? There we go. So there's a closer look. what I might do, the only thing I would probably still add to this is I want some like birds up there. Look at all these words. I love it. And you don't have to mass produce cards. Like these just have on hand, so the next time you make a card, you can just stick one on no matter what the card is. It doesn't mean, when you mass produce sentiments, it doesn't mean you have to mass produce cards. All right, let me show you how I make birds. You guys are gonna think I'm nuts. I'm gonna do some black birds. Yeah, and then I can show you the landscape. Okay, I have a heart die. It's just a small random heart die. I think it's probably Concord and Ninth. And I'm cutting it from black cardstock. There are no birds at night? What do the birds do at night? Could be a bat. Okay, I might not add the bird, but let me show you how I do it. Birds fly at night, don't they? Okay, so I've got a black heart here, right? See that black heart? I'm gonna take the same heart die, okay? I'm gonna line it up over, it's hard to see because this is so small, but I'm gonna line it up on top of that heart die, but slightly offset down. So if you look here, see how some of that black heart die cut is hanging out the top? The two bumps are hanging out the top. Let me shift that a little bit. I'm gonna put tape on it so it doesn't move while I do that. So the same heart die is on top of the heart we just cut, but shifted down a little bit. And this will cut a little bird. Birds sleep at night? I wish I slept at night. Okay, so then I won't add a bird. I could add sparkles. I don't know. I guess I won't add anything. But if I wanted to add a bird, there you go. See how I did that with the heart? So I die cut a black heart. Then I shifted the die down so that the two bumps were sticking out of the top of the heart. And there's my bird. You'd vote for a bird. Laura votes for a bird. I might still do it. Because it's dark in the background, but it's light up here. All right, let's take a poll. Do I add the birds or not? I'm gonna make 2 more birds just in case. And you can use smaller hearts for smaller birds. I think I'll make smaller birds. All right, Mike. Mike's gonna do a poll because Jennifer thinks too much about this stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, I got a smaller heart here. These are super tiny hearts, but I wanted super tiny birds. Okay, Mike is going to do a poll. Did you add it? Okay, so there's a poll. Do I put a bird on it or not? Where is the poll? I don't see it. Is it there? There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, now, let's put this. Now people are wanting the birds because they saw how cute the birds are there, huh? Who said our cards have to make sense? Nobody said our cards have to make sense. I also forgot I need a little topper to my Lighthouse because I didn't find that die cut. Oop, hang on. Always have room for birds. I'm using just a little black pearl up here because these are the details that make Jennifer happy. Please note, there were a lot of ways in this card that I could have simplified things. I hope you kind of see. Look at those. One more bird. One more bird. Okay. So they could be, for those of you who are bothered by the fact that I have birds flying when there's a night sky behind, you can pretend they're bats. Hey, this is my pretend card. I can do whatever I want, right? It's like flowers. On our cards, the flowers can be whatever color we want, even if in real life they don't exist. Oh, Danette, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You add what everyone wants. Yep. I'm a people pleaser, but I also like the details, so this is what happens. Okay. All right.
Erica says it's an owl.
Well, I just cut the bird. Where'd I put it?
Erica said it's an owl.
Oh, shoot. I lost my little bird. Oh, it's an owl. It could be. I just lost that last bird, but I'm not going to take the time to find it. I'll probably do like 2 there, and I'll do 1 here. Okay? So there is all the fun on that card. And it'll flatten, and it'll pop up. I mean, that's a lot of pop-up, and it'll stand great. Now, here's the thing. I would write my personal message on the back. If you don't want it there, you could just glue an actual card to the back of it that will open. Okay, but that's where I would do it. Okay, let's put these little birds on, and I'll find my other bird. Oh, there he is. He just flew out for a moment. Let's put this one up here. Yeah. Look at that. Come on. And then I think I'll put one up here. There we go. There are my bat birds, owls, whatever you want to call them. Okay, I'm happy. So there we go. Isn't that fun? So it flattens to fit into a regular envelope. So this flattens to be 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And it stands really nicely on display. They do kind of look like bats. Okay, well then they're bats. Whatever your little eyes see is what it is. Isn't that fun? And by the way, there is a stamp set that would work really well with this. This is the Coastal Greetings, and this is again the pierced coordinating die with the numbers on it. And a lot of these would work well. Coastal Greetings, Waving Hello, a lot of these would work with it too. I just went with Thinking of You. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to just show you briefly the measurements you would use to make a landscape version of this. And if you watch that video that I have linked below that says video shadow box cards, you would be able to see one of these being made. Okay, now if you want to make a landscape version of this, we're going to start with cardstock that is 4 1/4 inches tall. You'll need 2 of them. I got to cut this. Sorry, I didn't cut it ahead of time. And then this is 8 1/2. So just a second. Is it 7 1/2? Okay. This is how my mind works. Okay. These 2 pieces here are 7 1/2 by 4 1/4 inches, and you're going to score at 1 1/2 and 1 inch. Okay, so you have 2 pieces. Uh-oh. Starting to throw things. Brianne just put in the chat the videos, the video that shows this. So there, I cut that piece, 2 of them, and I'm scoring at 1/2 inch and 1 inch from both ends on both pieces. All right, this is just a little template, and this is something that you could do after watching this video. Just take some scraps of cardstock, the same size, same dimensions, and do what I just did. Just make one out of scrap cardstock. So I'm accordion folding on both ends. This little spring action here gives the best results for a shadow box. I'm scoring at, I'm scoring at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Did I write it wrong? At 1/2 inch and 1 inch from each side. This really I've tried many, and I find this gives the best spring action. And these little handles here, I mean, you could make them smaller if you wanted to, so they don't stick out as much, make them like 1/4 of an inch there. But I feel like this works well. If I wanted them to blend in more and not show on the sides, I could have used the same color cardstock I used on the front, but I actually like that. Oh, I misspoke, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Another thing you can do is have something stick out from between where you glue those together, and I show that in the other video, but I wanted to keep this simple today. Okay, so there are the pieces that I got the dimensions here, and this you would glue together. and you can die cut whatever you want there in the center. So you would glue those flaps together, and this would flatten to give you a landscape version, okay? So if you want to make, you could do a screenshot here if you want to. Take a screenshot. For a portrait version, you start with 2 pieces that are 6 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you score it 1/2 inch and 1 inch from each end. And then if you want a landscape version, start with 7 1/2 by 4 1/4, and score 1/2 inch and 1 inch from each end. You do 2 of each, and then you end up with that shadow box, okay? So there you go. So that's the first one, shadow box card. I'm gonna try to get the next one. Do they look like bats? Some people really are bothered that they look like bats. Okay. I guess I could have made them more bird-like if I did a lighter color, like white birds. I don't know. It's my make-believe card. The highlighter tape, it's called Easy C tape. That's what I usually use. You can get it at simonsaysstamp.com. Okay. There we go. Screenshot taken. Good, good. Okay. Next, bridge card. Let's do the base of the bridge card first, so that if I run out of time, we can, well, no, I'm just going to do it. My kids don't have to eat dinner, do they? Mike, do they have to eat dinner?
No, they've eaten before.
They've eaten before. They had lunch, maybe. We're just getting pizza tonight. Ken is out and about, so I wanted to show you. This would have been really nice too in there. Just a note. That is Just a Note word die. I'm just going to show you this because I'll be using this in videos because I like sentiments like this. Look how nice that is. So that's Just a Note. I just want to show you. That would look good. Would look good there too. I might use it on this card. Okay, so now a holiday card. I said I wasn't doing florals, but it's holiday florals. We're going to do bridge card, which also gives you like a dimension, but not as much bulk. See, there's a little bulk on the sides here. I think you could still mail this normal, but if you don't want a lot of bulk, then this next thing's for you. So this I'm going to use here is the Poinsettia frame die and stencils from Waffle Flower. This is from their July release, the new release. And I cut a bunch from white cardstock. So I'm starting with white cardstock this time. And what I think is what she's brilliant and did here, another thing that Nina's done that is just brilliant, is this die cuts half of a frame. Right here you can see it's half of a frame. So you could use it along the bottom or top of your card, or you can trim it and use just the corners, like cut this in half and use just the corners. But if you want it to fill the front of a card, you cut 2 of them and put them at the top and the bottom of the card, which I'll show you. And the reason that's brilliant is because it's only this big of a die instead of a full die, she was able to include all the other extras in there without it being like an obscenely large die set. So it's more bang for your buck. Okay, so I've got 2 of these and we're gonna ink them. We've got the coordinating stencil. Great price point because it's 1 stencil that will ink up all of these, all of this, okay? And remember, she has little etching on here so you know exactly what you need to do. So let me turn, why did I rotate that? Let me get these boogies off here. Okay, so this is the Poinsettia frame die and stencils. And watch, I find it best to first die cut and then line up the stencil. So I'll put that down, get this, there's like a thin spot here. I just bent it. I'm just gonna line it up. And it doesn't have to be lined up perfectly. And look at that. Okay, so that's lined up. This will give me the leaves. So I'm gonna go in, I think I'm gonna do quirky colors here. Okay, so just bear with me. I'm not going with normal colors, because that's just what I'm going for here. Okay, so this is Meadow ink from Pink Fresh. You know what, I don't have that lined up well. Hold please. You're catching up from work. Hi Victoria. This does stick so much more than the old one. Thank you, Nina. We like high stick, don't we? There we go. Oop. Sorry. Jennifer's being particular. Okay, I'm doing meadow cards, meadow ink here. I need to see what this looks like in the end. I'm just looking at the completed card over on their website. And the nice thing about these stencils is it just takes one die, and you can see there's like little cut lines to add the details. It's one die, and we'll end up with all these different colors on it. One die, one stencil for these pieces. So I'm going to do like lighter colors on this, like almost pastels. So I'm using the meadow at the center of these leaves, or at the base of these leaves, going out to almost white at the tips. I don't know why. That's just what I want to do. Peel that off. Oh, that is so cool. Nina, look at that. Nina, you're brilliant. Look at that. Okay, now that I'm doing two because I'm going to do a frame. So line this side up. Are there questions, Mike? I've been ignoring questions. I'm trying to get my groove back. Oop. There we go. Okay, do the same thing on the other one. What question we got? Throw one at me while I'm inking.
You tried the new Simon Says stamp glue.
Have I tried the new Simon Says stamp glue? No, I haven't. Is it liquid? When did they come out with a new one?
I think it's been there.
If it's the old Simon Says stamp glue, it works great. So does Honeybee, so does Lawn Fawn, so does Hero Arts. All those liquid glues are great. I've just formed a trust with my Gina K that's worked well for me for years. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Next we have the flowers. So watch this. The 3 flowers are positioned just right to line up. I think I'm going to do, you know how those poinsettias that are like really light colored? I'm doing my own fake version, so please don't freak out when mine doesn't look realistic, because I'm not really going for that. I'm going to do cherry blossom. Let me clean this off real quick, make sure there's nothing dark. Yep, okay. I'm going to do cherry, over here, dirt. Okay, this is cherry blossom, and I'm just putting it at the center of the flowers and leaving the tips white. Oh, it's a new formula for Simon Says stamp. Well, I have it somewhere. I will try it out and I'll let you know. I wonder, what do they say is new about it? I have not been able to use a lot of new supplies lately because I've been traveling, so I got to catch up on some of these things. So I will try it and I'll let you know. Listen, Simon Says stamp has very high quality products, so my guess is that it works really well. I will try it. But also, I have a lot of Gina K glue in my stash. All right, so now I'm going to move to these little berries here. It's easy to move this and see where it goes. So I'm going to ink up the berries. I think I'll do those as light blue. Again, I've got freedom of expression, I guess you say. Let's see. I can do whatever I want here. So don't get mad if my flowers look like bats. I have a backlog of homework. I do. It's I knew when I planned all this travel that it would be a lot, right? But I didn't know that my dad was going to be sick and pass away before it, so I was going to work ahead, but that didn't happen. I like that little bit of blue. So now I'm going to shift it, and this will do the center of the blue, which I'll do in, that was iceberg, now I'll do eastern sky. Artistic expression, is that what it is? Artistic license, that's the word I'm looking for. Don't laugh at me. Mike's laughing at me. All right, there we go. Now we have this part here that lines up with these little berries, which I'll do in the blue too, because more blue balances everything out. Yeah. Now, this will end up being a flat piece with no dimension. If I wanted to, I can add more dimension using the little die cuts that line up. Then finally, this is cool. These little centers here, if I lay it down, it's easier to see in real life, but the 3 little centers line up perfectly for the center of my flowers, and I'll be able to do all 3 at once. What? Okay. Lila's up there somewhere. Oh, they're probably hungry. The dogs are hungry. Okay, so paper bag, a little bit of paper bag at the center, but I'll probably cover that with die cuts. Oh, that is so pretty. I probably should have done darker at the center of my flowers, so I might do that. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll go add a little bit more dark to the center of my flowers. Just a little bit. All right. Because I'm obsessed. Who out there also overthinks everything they make? Is it just me? Is it just me? Can you hear my dogs? They're excited because they want to eat. I'm going to do a little bit of pink pearl right at the center here, just to make it a little bit darker. I'm risking not putting the stencil on it, but that's okay. I want it just at the center. Yeah, that just makes it pop a little more. All right, so now I have my, look at that. Isn't that pretty? How well those turned out? Easy, easy. Now, I do have more flowers that I probably off screen will ink up in the same way and kind of offset just to make my flowers have some dimension. But for now, I'm going to leave this as is. I did also, let's see how this looks. I did also, for the center of the flowers, use the dies, the little dies, to, I've got the wrong pickup stick, to die cut from, gold glitter cardstock. So this is a new color of glitter cardstock. Remember how I used the Moonstone earlier, the white glitter paper? This is the Smoky Quartz, and it's a nice kind of not yellow glitter paper. So let me show you if I can find like a gold glitter paper. It's all in the other room, I think. It's all in the other room. But if you have a gold, like this is gold metallic cardstock, this is Smoky Quartz. You can see it's more of a platinum gold. It's a nice change over like a bright gold glitter. So this is Smoky Quartz. So there's Moonstone and Smoky Quartz, and I like both of them. So there we go, look at that. Oop. Now this is, this came in the holiday release, but I think you could make this for anything, for any occasion. Isn't that pretty? So I could have added more depth to this if I wanted to, by putting more dark at the center. I could have done a lot more, but I'm trying to keep it pretty quick here so that I can show you some other things. Okay, so now these 2 pieces, I did 2 of the same, right? 2 of the exact same, and I can put one at the top and one at the bottom, and I have a frame. And because she did it that way, instead of having a giant frame, she was able to add these others in and keep the price point down. All right, so there we have, isn't that beautiful? Now, let's do a bridge card. Let me think, let's see, maybe nectar cardstock. Gotta find my nectar cardstock, hang on. Yep, I think nectar would be pretty behind there, let's see. Yeah, I think nectar would be pretty. I think I'll do nectar. Okay, so this is Concord and 9th Nectar cardstock. This looks bright for it. Is it right? Yeah, it is. Okay, which is a nice, no, this does not seem right to me. Is this nectar? It looks darker than, maybe my eye's not working right now. Hold on. It is nectar. It just looks darker than normal. Nectar is a nice alternative to a neutral. So instead of just like a white or an off-white, it just has that little pop of peach to it that I love so much. I'm again going to do an oval at the center because I felt like the oval worked really well with this frame and with the pop-up. So let's see here. Where did my oval dies go? Hold, please. Mike ran away on me. Nectar is beautiful. Here we go. So that, I think that would look nice. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that right from the center. I could have used that rectangle die with the piercing. I'm gonna do that. Just put it right on the edge of this. Oh, but first I'm gonna do the oval. So I'm lining up one of the ovals. So this is the nesting pierced oval. This is 10% off right now over at Waffle Flower. Yeah, nectar is a beautiful color. If you don't have it, it's definitely one to have. So I cut an oval. It's actually the same oval I used on the first one. Then I'm going to use that rectangle die to add the piercing on the outside edge. I've already cut it to the right size, so this is just going to add the piercing. Hoping I line it up just right. Let's hope. It'll just add that piercing. Yeah, this set could be used for a lot of things. It's actually going to end up not being very holiday looking with the light colors. Yeah, you could cut both at the same time. You definitely could. Yep. So there we got the faux piercing, or I always say faux piercing because I usually mean faux stitching, but this gives you the piercing around the outside edge. Okay, so now I think this will look really nice on there. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I'm doing this very quickly because I'm running out of time. Because there's humans that need to eat. Is Colin here, Mike?
I think so.
He was supposed to come down and tell me what he wants to eat. I think he's picking it up. So this gets glued to the bottom, and then we'll glue at the top. Notice I'm kind of gluing this down loosely because I might go in and add extra die cuts after. Because remember, this die set comes with all these extra pieces that you can kind of add to it to give it more life if you want it to have more life. That gets glued to the top. I do also have to add my little centers on the top half. So let me put something. Here we go. Yeah, detail it's my jam. I enjoy it, not everybody does. And I know that. Okay, so we're gonna make this a bridge card. So it's gonna stand up nicely on display. Hold on, let me get something real quick here. Okay. It's going to give you a shadow box look that's just a little bit different. So it just is another option of what you could do. All right, so we're going to make this. Now this card could be horizontal or vertical or portrait or landscape. I'm going to do the portrait version again. And this time, when you do a bridge card, again, I have a video all about bridge cards in that YouTube description below, right at the end of the supply list. Bridge cards give you that dimension and stand up really well. It just doesn't give as much of a shadow box feel, and it goes into the envelope a little bit differently. But for a bridge card, you only need one piece of cardstock. And that cardstock piece for an A2 bridge card is 5.5 by 5 1/4. Let me write that down. So you can do a screenshot if you want. So for a portrait, you do 5.5 by 5 1/4. And the same as before, you're scoring at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Oh, no. Yeah. Yes, from both ends. Okay, so this is 5 1/4 wide, 5.5 inches tall. I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Then rotate 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Okay, so there we have our score lines. And we're going to do the same thing we did before, accordion fold, but this time we're only doing one piece. And you can make these spaced bigger so you have more dimension. In my bridge card video, I have some where it's bigger, but I just wanted to do smaller this time. So this is your base, okay? This is very different than what I did last time. Looks the same to start, but you're only doing one piece. Now before I do this, I need to add these centers or it'll drive me crazy. Sorry. Oh, now I can't find them. Oh, darn. Here we go. Let me just add this because I can't bear to only have them on some. But again, I probably will go back and add more detail to this, more dimension. Okay, so there we have our front. Now, this time, I've got the one piece. On the flap right here, on this flap right here, I will put liquid adhesive. Something you trust, and I'll put the left edge of this frame onto it. Okay, so the left edge of the frame onto it. And by the way, the version I'm doing right now, I could have done with the Lighthouse card. It's just a different version. Okay, so you can see it's the left edge of that frame is glued to that flap. Now we need to glue this side over here. So I'm going to put glue on this flap here and line up the edges. Okay, so this gets lined up. Let me press it together. Is there a special way to find all your videos with special folds? I sometimes put them into a playlist that is called, I call it interactive cards, but I really need to kind of change that because they're more fun folds. All right, let me just press this down. So this card is different. Whereas the other one had two, this one just has that one piece. And what happens is it flattens by kind of going off to the side a bit. See how it kind of goes off to the side? So that's how it goes in an envelope, but when you take it out, you get that dimension. All right, so this has like less bulk because there's less of the fold lines. It's just another way to do it. So this card will stand up nicely, or you can put a note card on the back of it, but you get that shadow box feel. So the reason this is called a bridge is like this is bridging across the two sides. And if you check out my bridge video, that's linked below, there are lots of different versions, some that have deep, deep shadow effect to it. But for this one, I kept it small. All right, so now all I have to do is add a sentiment to the center. I had planned on using the Merry Christmas die, but you know what I think I might use? If I can find it, that Just a Note. Just a Note. I had it here. I won't be able to find it. Let me add some things here. Mike, where did I put Just a Note? I know, no one will ever find anything here. As soon as we're done filming, that's when I'll find it. I don't know where I put it. I was going to use Just a Note, but I can't find it. Okay, I like that white showing through. You could go bold if you want to, but I want to add a cross hatch texture because this is on 10% too, to that inside. So I'm going to use this on a piece of white cardstock and I'll glue it to the inside. So this just will cut those pierced holes, but it will not cut an outside edge. Yeah, it really just depends on how much dimension you want, how much bulk you want, the design. But you can watch both of those videos below on the shadow box and bridge, and you can choose which suits you. So this is the cross hatch texture. that fun? You could do inking to this if you wanted to. But I'm going to cut this narrow. I'm going to cut this to, I don't know, maybe like 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut a little bit off each side. Let me see if this fits. Oop, this won't fit. It's not small enough. Let me check. I'm just cutting a piece to fit in here. Oh, it does. Let me just cut a little bit off. I'm just cutting it down. I could have measured this beforehand, but I didn't. But that way I can glue this to the inside and that little bit of texture will show through. Yeah, I lose things so much. The Just a Note would look really nice here. So I'm going to slide this in. Whoop. And now you can see that through when you look inside. See how you can see that piercing now in there? It's those little details that make big impact. I'm going to just flatten this for a second. So actually, I'll just press it down. I should have put this down first, but I didn't think of it. Yeah, I feel like the piercing and faux stitching dies just add a lot of interest and just get, oh, look what I found. Add a lot of interest and detail. So this might look good here. So there's our bridge card with the piercing on the inside. That's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. It's subtle in the video, but it's pretty in real life. Just a Note. I could stretch it across, or I could just glue it in there. This would be really nice for a horizontal card, but I didn't make it horizontal. But that would have fit. The Just a Note would have fit really nicely in there. I like piercing dies too, so I was really excited when she said she'd do 10% off. Maybe I just put it like down in the corner. No, I think I want it in here. I wonder if I can make it work. You know what I'm going to do? Here, let me glue this together first. I might have to do the rest of this off screen because it's 5 o'clock. Jennifer's slow today. Anybody else talk to themselves when they craft? Yeah, you could do solar spray in there. Oh, that gold mist would have been pretty in there too. You could do anything on that inside. You could make it dark. You could do some ink blending. I just like that white. The piercing is very noticeable in person, and it looks really nice in there. So this I could just glue to those tips, and it would, yeah, I think that would work. Or I could make it go higher. So this is where Jennifer overthinks everything. Yeah. Trying to think of what I want. Or, where did all those little sentiments I made earlier go? Here we go. Or I could do like a hello sunshine in there. Oh, I like that too. Dang, I like them all. What should I do? The Just a Note does look nice. Yeah, I think I'll do Just a Note. I'm not going to do it right now because I want to show you the portrait or the landscape version of this, but I'm just going to glue it so it's suspended across there. Okay? So it's just, I glue it to the tip of this flower and to the tip of this leaf. The reason I don't want to glue it down right now is I'm going to go in and add some more flowers, like layer up, and I just don't want it to get in the way. Yeah, I think this looks good floating here. Probably end up doing it right in the center. Okay, so it would go right there. So you can see, yeah, I could, if I flip it, it definitely does look better in this orientation, but I didn't think of that at the time. But this won't stand up in this orientation. I could put a card on the back of it and it'd be fine, but I made it so it stands up this way. So if I were to remake it, I'd make it so it was a bridge card meant to go landscape, which I'm going to show you in just a moment, and that would look great in there. But yeah, it won't stand up well. I guess it could. You know what? I think it could. I think it could. I'm going to wing this. So that's how you make, I'm going to show you how I'm going to turn this into a landscape right now. So this is how you make a portrait bridge card. You get that nice dimension. I'm going to use this sideways though. Hold on. Oh, I don't have any note cards ready. Dang it. I'm out of side folding note cards. I am. Oh, I got one left. Let's see. What is the width of this here? 3 1/4. I'm going to cut a note card. I'll show you. Hang on. Let's see how this works. This is 3 1/4 by 5.5 inches wide by 3 1/4. So I just cut it a little short. I'm going to glue this on the back. See how this works. Like this. So now there's a little card on the back, which is cool. It'll still flatten to go into an envelope. And I can write my personal message in there. And now let's see. Yep, it stands up on display. So there you go. I just put a bridge card on its side. So I glued a note card to the back. So now it'll stand up. And now I can put this in here. But I want that to pop up too. So, one more thing. One more thing, almost done. You know what would be fun? I know what would be fun. Just a minute. I'm going to take an action wobbler. Action wobblers are little sticker springs that flatten and then they bounce up and wiggle. I'm going to make my sentiment wiggle in the center. Usually action wobblers are good for like silly cards, you know, where you want like somebody's head to wiggle or whatever. But you can also use them just to make something have some dimension. So you take the release paper off one side and put it on the back of the element you want to wiggle. Mike, can you add action wobblers to the supply list? I need an X-Acto knife to do this. And then I'll take the release paper off the other piece, other side of the action wobbler. And then I will lay this down in here. Let's see where I want it. Like that. Press that down. So now that will flatten to go in an envelope, but then it pops up too. So all of this, a bridge card, flattens to go in an envelope by kind of squishing off to the side. So it would go in the envelope like this, and then it stands up to have that shadow box look. So then you have your little action wobbler on the inside. I didn't get that centered. I'm going to take it off. It's going to get mad at me. But that's okay. Put some glue on them. Make sure this is centered better, because I'm a perfectionist. There we go. Isn't that fun? So it all flattens nicely, but I put a bridge card on its side. All right. So what I'll do to add to this, I'll probably add some flower layers using the additional dies from the Poinsettia frame die set. And I might change that just a note to be that smoky quartz cardstock so it matches those flower centers. Right now it's gold metallic because that's what I did just for fun. There we go. That's fun. That's different. So this is actually a portrait bridge card that I put on its side. If you want to make a traditional landscape version of a bridge card, I'll show you the dimensions for that. I'll show you how to do it. Again, the video below will show you exactly how to do this. And score. You can take a screenshot of this. Sorry, it's sloppy. So to do a landscape version, you only need one piece of cardstock for a bridge card. So these are bridge card dimensions. We want to do 4 1/4 by 6 1/2. And again, I'll score 1/2 inch and 1 inch from each side. So 6.25 inches wide by 4.25 inches tall. I'm scoring at 1/2 inch and 1 inch from each side. I'll do my little accordion fold doodad. All right, so that's what it looks like from the side. Now here I've already cut, this is 4.25 by 5.5 inches, and I cut a window from it, any size window you want. And I would just glue one side onto this flap, the other side onto this other flap. I'm just doing this very quickly. And there is the bridge card. So it will flatten. You know what? I don't think I did that right. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did it right. There you go. So that it would be your landscape version. I just haven't glued it down right. So this will flatten off to the side to fit in an envelope, and then it pops up to be a bridge card landscape version. Okay, so this was the portrait, this was the landscape. And again, that video shows it in great detail. I just wanted to be able to show you the difference. So let's look at our 2 cards. This was the shadow box that we did at the beginning. So you can see there's a lot of dimension to it. This is the bridge card. So really the bridge card is like the back half of one. So this has more bulk to it, more dimension. Bridge card's a little simpler. It's totally up to you. Okay? So we have 2 cards. They flatten really nicely to go in an envelope. This one flattens by going down to the side. And then it stands up great on display. Okay? There you have it. Whew. So I will finish this card off if I have time before I catch the plane tomorrow and take some photos of it and add it to the thumbnail. Hoping that I get to that. You can see. Oh, we got to do a giveaway. Oh, let me get a giveaway. Again, be sure to check the description below for the 3 ways to save. You can do a free gift. There are two different free gifts, and there's 10% off piercing dies. This is what I wanted to give right here. So this is the giveaway for today. It is the Waffle Flower Open Book Holiday Sayings. So if you want a chance to win this, leave a comment in the chat. If you've already done so, you don't need to do so again. Mike will randomly pick somebody in a few minutes. So if you haven't left a comment in the chat, go ahead and do that now to be eligible. Now, another thing I did want to mention is, you know how I love the postage collage dies from Waffle Flower, and how there's lots of stencils that work with the same die for different themes. And I've done many lives with those postage collage. Well, I wanted to let you know there are some new ones. I didn't use them today, but I wanted to show some cards to you that the folks at Waffle Flower made. Mike, can you show the coastal one? So this is the coastal postage. Look at that. So they're layering stencils that line up with the A2 postage die from Waffle Flower that I've used many times in videos. So this is an example of the coastal. I think that was Galena's card. And then can you show some of the other coastal ones? Yeah. These all use the same coastal stencil.
Yeah, that's, same thing, I think.
Oh, are they? Is there one more? I thought there was one more.
Yeah, that one.
I thought there was another one. No?
Yeah, I think it was the same.
There you go. That one. Yeah, that one. That is by Jill Hawkins. She is so good. These are over on the Waffle Flower website. And that is using the same stencils with the postage die, but just cut the little stamps apart. And then there are also some holiday ones that have come out. Can you do the Santa postage? So there's the Santa postage, and I like how you can write names on his list. Isn't that cute? So that is a new stencil set. Just wanted to let you know. I didn't want to use them again because I've done so many postage videos, but these work just like all the others. And then there's the tree postage. Can you show the tree postage?
Yep.
And look at that. That's a portrait card, and it has that beautiful tree in the background. Okay, so those are also new, and those are from the July release. And remember, if you spend $60 from the July release, you get a free gift, and that's all in the description below. Okay, all right. So we need to. Are you picking a winner?
I have one.
Okay, so we have a winner of the sentiment stamp set. This is the Open Book and Holiday Sayings. Who is the winner, Mike?
Laura Miller.
Laura Miller. Laura, go to my website and email us through the Contact Us button and let us know what your address is, and we'll send that along with the handmade card. Yeah. Okay, I'm just catching up on things here. Yeah, those postage stencil sets all line up with that same postage die. And I love that Waffle Flower's done that, because you get the one die and then all the stencils of all the different themes line up to work with it. So you get more bang for your buck, which I really, really appreciate. Okay, again, 10% off any piercing dies over at Waffle Flower. 2 different free gift options. They're in the description below. If you have questions, the folks at Waffle Flower are really good. You can always email them. These offers last for a little bit, so they'll be able to help you out. Nina is here. Thank you, Nina, for all these great ways to save. Waffle Flower is always so generous. But remember, please remember, the cards that I showed you today, the shadow box and the bridge card, you could use any supplies with these. So you could use any window, any circle die you have, whatever. You can put a flower on here. It doesn't have to be Lighthouse. So you can use these with supplies you have, these card bases, the shadow box or the bridge card. I just wanted to use some of these products that Waffle Flower's come out with in the last few months. Yay. Okay. Thank you.
And be sure to go to Christina's.
Oh, go to Christina's live.
Yep.
Go to Christina's live. Sorry about that again. I had no idea she was going live today. Yes, thank you for the wedding wishes. It'll be wonderful. She's marrying a good guy. I like him.
Yep. He's good.
A lot. So anyway, thank you for being here. And I will be going live next week. I'll let you know when that is. If you go to my website, you can sign up to register for my newsletter, and on the same page you can register to get a text right before I go live anytime. That's a great way to make sure you find out when my random lives happen. I think that's it. Thank you for being here. I will have a pre-recorded video for you soon. I was supposed to share it last week. Still working on the voiceover, so I'm hoping to have it up very soon. And I think that's it for today. Thank you for being here, and go to Christina's channel next. Christina Werner over on YouTube, and Brianne just put a link to her live in the chat. Thanks for being here, and I will see you again soon. Pizza time.